Okay, I'm going to show you how to put a baby in and out of a ring sling safely and comfortably. When you're using a ring sling, try to use it on the side that you naturally carry your baby. So if you naturally carry your baby on your left side, try to put the rings on your right shoulder and vice versa. The vast majority of using a ring sling is done before the baby goes anywhere near it. So we do it now. What we do is we make sure that fabric is coming through the rings really nice and easily. So pull it out like that, make it secure, and pull it down and away so that you can see all the different colours and all the different sections coming through the rings like that. What we're going to do now is put my thumb all the way down here and just make sure that I can just reach my hip bone, only just, with my thumb when it's all the way through the fabric there. The rings should sit up here in a corsage position, so not putting pressure on your bony bits or on your fleshy bits, but kind of floating in between. Once I've done all that, I'm ready to put the baby in. So we decide whether we're going to put the baby in on the hip or whether we're going to put the baby in on the front. It's at this point that you decide, and you just place them in wherever it feels best to you. I'm going to put her in on the hip. I'm going to reach in from underneath the sling there, take both of those little legs and just put them through the wrap there. All I'm going to do now is forget that the sling is there and just sit her down on my hip in the way that I normally would. So she's sat nice and snugly. When you can see that we've got all that bunched together down there, if these rings have moved down your body when you've put the baby down into the sling, then you have the ability to lift her and just give them a wiggle back up again. If you started to spread the fabric, you lose that ability and you generally have to start again. Once she's in there like that, you can see that her leg is across my body, which means I'm not going to be kicking it as I walk. It's not so important when she's little like this, but when they're bigger, they've got boots on the end, mud, you're going to end up with some nice thigh bruises if you're kicking her leg every time that you walk. When I'm going to spread the fabric out over her, the best place to find it is at the back here. You can see if I put my thumb in, I instantly find that top layer. So all I'm going to do is move that up, 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 nice and smoothly over her body, all the way like that. Now you can see, because I've done all the tightening beforehand and I've fitted this sling to me, there is very little to do now. I'm going to push a tiny little bit of that fabric in between our bodies, so she's sat down there like that. And the only bit I have left to do is to tighten at the top. She's leaning away from me a little, so I'm going to pull her into the position that I want her to be in. I'm going to find the slack in the wrap there, and she's going to be sick. I'm going to move it towards the rings. When you are pulling the slack away, instead of pulling downwards, you can see with this lighter green stripe, instead of pulling downwards, I'm going to pull back in the direction that the fabric is coming from, and that's a lot easier to do. Okay, so now she's in nice and snug and she's comfortable on the hip. When you feel comfortable, that's the best sign that it's on right. But a couple of checkpoints is to check that those rings are in the same position that you started with, in that corsage position, that that top line of the sling is approximately level with the ground, and that the baby's legs are supported all the way from the back of the knee to the back of the knee in the M-shaped legs position. And again, as all with all slings and carriers, that they're close enough to kiss. When you want to come out of the ring sling and you want it set up for the next time, the best thing to do is to lift the baby up. You should have enough slack in that to move it as close to your neck as you can, and then that creates just enough to allow your baby to come out. Now a bigger baby, you could just pop them down on the floor and off they would run. With a smaller baby, she's out, and I've got the sling on ready for the next time I want to put her in, and it's perfect.